उत्तर प्रदेश में एलपीजी सिलेंडर्स के बांटों उसके आवंटन में जो अनियमितता हो रहे थे उनको पर्दाफाश करने की कोशिश करी, तो उनको पुलिस द्वारा प्रताड़ित किया गया। पुलिस ने उनको मेंटली और फिजिकली टॉर्चर किया, ये कहा जाता है। तो उनके अपने शिकायत के अलावा एक स्थानीय एनजीओ का भी शिकायत एनएचआरसी के पास आया। दोनों को संज्ञान में लेते हुए एक केस में इसको परिवर्तित करते हुए एनएचआरसी ने सुनवाई करी और वाराणसी के एसएसपी से रिपोर्ट मांगे। चूंकि आमतौर पर एसएसपी और पुलिस वाले जो हैं तुरंत अपना प्रतिवेदन नहीं भेजते हैं, बार बार एनएचआरसी को रिमाइंडर्स भेजने पड़े और अंतिम रिमाइंडर जो उनको भेजा गया वो ये कहा गया कि वो अपने प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ ह्यूमन राइट्स एक्ट के धारा 13 के तहत समन्स यदि इश्यू करेंगे तो फिर उनको आके जवाब देना पड़ेगा। तो ये चेतावनी उनको भेजी गई है। उसके बाद क्या हुआ इस केस के बारे में ब्यौरा नहीं है। तीसरा केस जो है ये कर्नाटका के एक आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के हत्या के बारे में है। इन्होंने एक शिकायत करी थी सूचना के अधिकार के माध्यम से जानकारी उपलब्ध करवाकर कि वहाँ की कोई लोकल कॉरपोरेटर है और उनकी जो पति हैं उनका डिस्प्रोपोर्शनेट एसेट्स का केस था, जिसके वजह से लोकायुक्ता ने उनके घर पर रेड मारी और करोड़ों का जो अवैध जो जायदाद था उनके पास उसको उन्होंने कब्जा कर लिया, जिसके वजह से ये उपाधि लिंगराजू को दी गई कि उसकी हत्या की गई। और इसमें एनएचआरसी ने स्थानीय डीजीपी से रिपोर्ट्स मांगे हैं और बताया गया है उनके अपने लिस्ट में कि रिपोर्ट आए हैं और एनएचआरसी उसको स्टडी कर रही है। उसके आगे क्या कार्रवाई किया है अभी तक पता नहीं चला। फिर अगला केस है ये सितंबर 2012 का है। एशियन सेंटर फॉर ह्यूमन राइट्स जिन्होंने एक शिकायत भेजा एक आरटीआई और ह्यूमन राइट्स एक्टिविस्ट की हत्या के बारे में, जिन्होंने त्रिपुरा के राज्य में जो रियांग करके एक एथनिक ग्रुप है जिनको प्रिमिटिव ट्राइबल्स बोला जाता है हमारे कानून में, तो उनके हकों के लिए लड़ रहे थे। तो इस मामले में काफ़ी सारे ब्यौरा एनएचआरसी के रिपोर्ट में दिया गया है, न केवल मर्डर के बारे में लेकिन वो बाकी सारे जो मानवाधिकार के हनन के जो मामले थे उसके बारे में एनएचआरसी ने क्या क्या कदम उठाया उसके बारे में भी डिटेल दिया गया है। और लेकिन आरटीआई एक्टिविस्ट के मर्डर के इन्वेस्टिगेशन के बाद पुलिस ने रिपोर्ट दिया कि मर्डर तो हुआ है लेकिन किसने किया ये हमें पता नहीं है। तो एनएचआरसी ने उनको डायरेक्ट किया कि इस मामले को बंद ना करें और इसको सीबीसीआईडी को सौंपे ताकि और आगे जांच हो सके इसके बारे में। तो ये इसके मामले में भी अभी पूर्ण रूप से क्या हुआ है इसके बारे में पता नहीं है। अगला केस है मुंबई से एक महिला सूचना का अधिकार कार्यकर्ता है। उनकी शिकायत थी कि नगरीय विकास विभाग से कोई अपील प्रोसीडिंग चल रहा था, तो उस प्रोसीडिंग से उनको निकाल बाहर कर दिया गया। दफ्तर के बाहर उनको धक्का देकर बाहर निकाल दिया गया और उनके खिलाफ कुछ फर्जी केसेस पुलिस स्टेशन में दायर हुए। तो उसके खिलाफ उन्होंने एनएचआरसी में कंप्लेन किया था और इसके अलावा एनएचआरसी की अपने रिपोर्ट में और कोई जानकारी उपलब्ध नहीं है। अंतिम केस यस
your name is
Venkatesh, yes.
Now point is,
yes.
We don't know what you are reading, where you are reading. You have been reading continuously, and to be frank with you, I have not followed in one line.
No, I'm so sorry. I was told that I've got... Yes.
See, it's not just reading. People also must know what it is. We also more than we must know. Because what we have to
Thank you very much, sir. I was told...
Yeah. First of all, is it this way?
Absolutely, that's the one, and I'm not reading at all. I'm only summarizing because I'm only summarizing. I am not reading from anything.
Summarizing.
Sure.
You draw your attention to what you're reading,
Okay.
what you're referring to.
Okay.
That is, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not following anything.
Okay.
That's a problem. Now, what I want you to, because it's a question of time.
Sure.
What I want you to suggest is,
Yes.
you don't have to read only those cases where we understand an RTA activist
Yes.
or an ethics defender has been attacked.
Yes.
Which is the case, and where is that we have referred to NHRC,
Yes.
what NHRC has done. Only concentrate on that point.
Okay.
Save time.
Thank you so much.
You can't afford to scroll.
There is only one case now. Should I speak in English or should I speak in Hindi?
Please.
Sorry. Sure, definitely. English or Hindi? I was.
Speak in English so that the jury is the one.
Okay, because I was told by the organizer I should speak in Hindi because the participants are mostly conversant in Hindi. So if you want me to speak in English, I'm more than happy to do it. So basically what I have said in my presentation is simply this. The number of attacks that have occurred on RTI users or activists. The reasons for the attacks, they are all given on pages 3 and 4.
Your paper.
Absolutely.
Yes,
That's the one.
list is there.
Yes. And after page 7 is a full list compiled for about 19 pages, which gives the name of the RTI activists, the state in which the incident occurred, the date on which the incident occurred, the nature of the harassment, and the publicly available source from where this information can be accessed.
Kerala has no place.
Kerala doesn't have any, as far as my information goes. However, I am not making any claim that no action or no attacks have happened. It's simply that they are not reported in the English media, and therefore those stories are not visible. Perhaps there may be cases, but they may have been reported in the local language media, which is not available on Google search, and therefore I am not able to
Is there
respond.
any mechanism by which we will get the information available in the local press but not necessarily reflected in the national press or English media?
Absolutely. I think that is the single biggest problem of depending on internet-based searches. It is necessary that cells be formed in every state, especially where local languages are other than English, so that some attempt can be made to collect media scan reports. And as far as Kerala is concerned, I am likely to visit Kerala on the 3rd of January for attending an RTI parliament. So I will ask the local activists about the information there, and I will be happy to send it to you, sir.
Yes. You are in Cochin, the seat of the High Court, or in Trivandrum?
This will be in Talacheri. The RTI parliament is happening in Talacheri, in Kannur district.
Kannur district.
Yes. Anyway, on the last page of the document that I have provided to you, the breakups are given. Total number of cases in the sheet has a marginal note saying sheet 2. Total cases 250. Total cases of murders 31 plus. When I say plus, the reason why I am saying plus is there are certain cases where the person who was murdered is definitely an RTI activist, but a clear link with RTI activism can't be established. There is one such case from Madhya Pradesh, that of a woman activist who was a very well-known RTI activist there. However, subsequent police investigation has revealed that the murder occurred due to other reasons instead of activism. 214 plus cases of assault or harassment. Again, the plus is because there are two interesting cases which are put in the compilation that I am pointing out, and one of them is sourced from the NHRC's own list, where the NHRC has said that the persons who complained of harassment were themselves members of a gang, but they were also RTI activists. And the NHRC is seized of the matter right now. There are two such cases in the list compilation. Youngest is 18 years old. Women, at least 18 have been attacked. The reason why I've put 19 in brackets is because of that case from Madhya Pradesh, where we don't know whether the lady was attacked because of her RTI activism. Physically differently abled, at least one case, a gentleman who was visually differently abled was attacked and he's been ostracized for exposing a scandal of issue of fake physically disabled certificates by government. Yeah.
You have to look at the last page.
Last page, yeah.
It's a page.
Yeah.
The page. Okay.
Yes.
Now at the top,
Yes.
number of cases alleged murders attacking.
Yeah.
Totally 250.
Yes.
Now out of that, the NHRC took cognizance of only six
6 cases.
cases.
6 cases.
The rest they didn't bother.
Well, now the point is
Now,
this.
when you say,
If I could just respond to that, sir. You have asked me a question, so
You
Yeah.
have done a wonderful job.
No,
now
thank you.
basically
yes. I want to point out why I don't want to answer your question by saying no. And there is a reason for that. There are certain complaints that the NHRC has received and taken cognizance of. There is one case about which I was going to talk in my last presentation, my last point, where without receiving a complaint, simply because of I sent out an email alert, they took suo motu cognizance of the case.
Where is that last case?
That last case is on page 1 second. It's on page 6,
Of your-
case number
your
6.
thing.
That's right.
Let us see page 6.
Page 6. It's murder of an RTI activist, Ram Vilas Singh, in Lakhisarai,
The case here.
Bihar. Yeah.
Which is the case you want?
Last case, case number Roman numeral 6.
Last case, the page 6 is
Murder of the RTI activist Ram Vilas Singh.
Ram
Exactly.
Vilas Singh?
Yes.
Okay, let us see what's in that.
Okay. Now here, this was a case that happened in December 2011. The activist was murdered for seeking information on a range of issues from the police and the Rural Development Department. Incidentally, we have the eyewitness to this murder who happened to be the activist's son. He is with us in this hall right now. He is going to talk about his experience of how the government has and how the judiciary has handled this case in the next session.
One minute.
Yeah.
See, we have understood this case.
Yes.
Now, you come to NHRC. NHRC issued notice and so on.
Yes.
Thereafter, now the case has been
Closed.
and the case is before the trial court.
Yes.
That's a section.
Yes.
Case
Is before the trial court.
section judge.
That's right.
Now, in your complaint to the NHRC,
Yes.
what have you demanded?
Yes.
If an inquiry is concerned, today the case is pending before the section court.
Yeah.
The criminal case will decide whether they have committed this offence or not. What else you have demanded from NHRC?
Okay. Now,
Tell us that.
do you want to know what is the latest demand that we have made?
Listen to
Yeah.
me, 1 minute. It's a case of 2011.
That's right.
The session case will take little time.
Exactly.
Another 1
Absolutely.
year or
Absolutely.
2 years.
Absolutely.
By
Absolutely.
the time you know the full picture.
Yes.
But during the pendency,
Yes.
what are the things you demanded from
Yes.
NHRC?
Yes. The first demand was not at all made to the NHRC. NHRC took suo moto cognizance of the case. Because of the suo moto, they took suo moto cognizance. Number one, because of the fact that the NHRC took suo moto cognizance and sent a direction to the IGP Human Rights to report on this matter, the police investigated this case seriously and arrested 3 conspirators who were not even mentioned in the FIR.
Okay.
Only the murderers, 3 out of 5 had been arrested. The police identified 3 conspirators, one of whom is a lawyer, and then they were also arrested. The trial court refused bail. At this point of time, we went back to the NHRC and said that, look, right now the local bar association has issued a resolution saying that the police is unnecessarily harassing this lawyer, and therefore this case must be withdrawn. And they also took out a major procession saying that the RTI activist was somebody who was misusing of RTI, and therefore there is no strength in this case. However, thanks to the NHRC intervention, the conspirators could be identified. This normally does not happen in RTI, in cases of RTI activists being attacked. However, subsequently we also pointed out how the High Court granted bail to the conspirator lawyer, alleged conspirator lawyer, without listening properly to the victim's lawyer. The gentleman called us up and said that the High Court did not even give me adequate opportunity to oppose the bail, and the public prosecutor did not oppose the bail in the High Court with the due strength that should have been applied to his arguments. All of this was brought to the notice of the NHRC. However, in July this year, the NHRC closed the case, saying exactly what you have pointed out, sir. Criminal trial is on, and therefore there is no further need for action on this.
Could you not alert the legal services authority